and welcome to Question Show, a play podcast where each episode a new adventurer steps up to fix a broken kingdom. I'm the host and game master James, and who's joining us to embark on today's adventure?
My name's Ben.
Hello, Ben. It's wonderful to have you.
Yeah.
What should the people at home know you for?
I'm a streamer. I am a Twitter user.
Yeah.
And I sometimes, on a rare occasion, I'm also a YouTuber.
Well, on an even rarer occasion, have you perhaps maybe at some point done a podcast of your own?
Yeah. I don't think that's as rare. That's like...
That happens a bit more often than YouTube
Yeah.
videos, funnily enough.
Yeah. So I do a podcast with this fella called James.
Right.
It's
Do I
called
know
Game
it?
Overtime.
Okay. Is it any good?
I don't know. It's alright.
It's alright.
Yeah.
That's your fantastic selling point for
Yeah.
Game Overtime is it's alright.
Yeah,
So,
it's funny that because like it's Ben and James on that show and it's Ben and James on this show as well. That's crazy.
it's not going to be Ben and James every week on this
Oh yeah,
show,
no,
though.
I don't.
It's I mean, depends if the audience at home though. Depends how this goes, because at the end of the day, I'm a people pleaser. So if they want more Ben, then I gotta let them have it.
Yeah, I'm a fan favorite already.
Yeah. Now, let me give a brief rundown, not just for you, but the people at home, about what Question Show is, which, technically, this is the second episode, which means that if you've listened to the first one, you should need to know this, but let's pretend that, say, you're a very big fan of HeyItMeBen or Game Overtime or something like that, and you've decided to hop in on this episode. So, before we started recording, Ben came up with a character who will be tasked with solving this episode's issue at hand. Over the course of the adventure, I'll describe the setting, the characters, and the situations, and Ben and his character will be in charge of telling me how they'd like to proceed and their actions. Most of the time, these actions won't be challenged. However, there might be opportunities where they'll want to take the advantage, say get a drop on somebody or parlay for a better deal, or times when they'll want to defend themselves, either through a little bluffing or combat. During these occasions, they'll be asked to roll 2 6-sided dice, and for each small advantage that they might have going into a situation, such as their gear or expertise, they'll add 1 to the final result. Simply, high numbers lead to great results, and low numbers... Well, what do you think happens when you get a low number, Ben?
Something less than good, possibly.
Yeah, potentially. And the rules and system are linked in the post below. So, with that out of the way, is there anything you'd like to say before we get into the adventure proper?
No. No, unfortunately not.
No.
I can't. You put me on the spot here.
No.
No, I got nothing.
That's fine. You don't need to have any. Just remember, your actions aren't just going to affect this adventure. Much like the actions of last time are going to affect your adventure. So, everything that you do now is going to affect going forward. So, do try and consider that in your decision making.
Oh, okay.
And with that, we're going to a land out of time and out of place. The kingdom of Trossalera. However, I do need to ask you, does your character work within the kingdom of Trossalera, or do they not?
It's a loaded question. I think. How big's Trottelera? It's quite big, right?
Trottelera is quite. It's a bijou is the word I would use to describe it. It's small but compact. That is dense, I would say. You look on it on a map and it looks like not much bigger than a couple of hamlets smashed together. But in regards to how many people live there of different species, it's about as big as the other capital cities within this land.
Right. So like London and
well,
right.
not within our land,
Okay.
within this specific land.
Yeah, he can be from there. That's fine.
Okay, your character is going to be then from the mean streets of Trottelere. As we start on a smoky moonlit sky, and we go into the office of one Tristan Lambert. Now, Ben, how would you like to tell the people at home about Tristan Lambert?
Well, Tristan Lambert is he's a detective. He runs his own little detective agency. He'll take any crime. He's
But as in he'll commit any crime? Or,
No, he'll fix. No, not fix. You can't really fix a crime.
Investigate. He'll
Investigate, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's very good at his job. Also, he's a bit of a black sheep in that he is a black sheep, and that is his defining trait. He comes from a family of just lots of white sheep, and he's always been the black sheep of the family in more ways than one. Very lonely, and got one friend, and his name is Cody the Raven.
And what's Cody the Raven like? How did they get on with their family?
Cody's got a great family in life, actually.
How have they? Oh, that's fantastic.
He goes home to his loving wife every night.
Goes home to his nest, sees his chicks.
Yeah, he's a family man.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Doesn't come across to Tristan that well, but
no. Funnily enough, there's a bit of a language barrier with the two of them. Yeah, it is funny that you say that though, because Trottelere is a very diverse place, lots of different species, and yeah, your guy is a rumanoid of sorts. He is
sheepman.
Sheepman, yes, a black sheepman. What in particular? What would you say are his expertise is?
I'd probably say he's got an expertise in investigation and tracking,
Yes.
but also he's not totally in with the law. He does have a bit of an expertise in deception. If he needs to lie to get his answers, he'll do it.
You would say he's a deceitful person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good to know. You've already said that Cody will be joining you on your adventure, and you would say that's your special something, is your pet Raven, yeah? Nice. What does he usually carry around with him between jobs?
He's got a document kit, so he can keep a track of what he's learned and all that.
Nice.
And he also has a fake ID, which can get him into places or get information out of people that might not otherwise give him any.
Yeah, so he can use it to use that and a little bit of deception to get what he wants, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Well, good news for you. Or maybe bad news, because, sometimes trouble just walks right through the door of Tristan Lambert. And today's no different for him, because this trouble, boy oh boy, when they walked into the room, Tristan knew that this was going to be a problem. Had legs that went on for miles. A chest like something you would want to use as your bed pillow. Big ol' eyelashes and curling brown hair around their shoulders. And a voice that sounded like heavenly angels, as they said. Excuse me, you're Tristan, right?
Yeah, the name's Tristan. Lambert. Tristan Lambert.
Tristan, I'm assuming that you're smoking and having whiskey at this point.
Oh yeah, he's got his legs up on the table. He's got a smoke.
Has he got little sheepy legs with little sheepy hooves?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got shoes on. He's not an animal.
Oh no, of course not. The shoes don't fit him because he has little hooves.
They're fit to a.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they look like little. They look like bottle caps on his feet. That's good. The figure walks into the room, and you get a better look at them, Tristan. This is Prince Pratt, who, as you know, recently took over as the head of state for the Kingdom of Trottelere since his mother and father disappeared. From what you've heard in the paper, he's attempted to hire a few people to look into it, but it hasn't really seemed to go anywhere. In fact, the last thing that happened to him was that he brought on a diplomat, and what ended up happening was that they installed tolling as a system in Trothlera as a result.
Not a big fan of that.
No, how have you been affected by that, Tristan?
Well, he's not really. Actually, it's not.
Oh, okay.
He's not. He stays in the city. He doesn't really actually travel much. But
Oh, he hasn't really gone beyond the city walls, has he?
no, not really. He doesn't see his family.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
They're
actually they're probably from a smaller village elsewhere, but he's cold and detached and has separated himself from their life.
Well, he's not cold because he has a thick layer of wool that keeps him warm all year round, but keeps him cool during the summer months, which is good. But yeah, so this big old buxom figure is looking kind of very worried at you, and he's like, "Listen, my advisor said that I shouldn't come all the way out here and speak to you, but I don't really know what to do. I just need somebody to help me look for someone."
I tend to be pretty good at looking for people.
Okay, the prince kind of puffs himself up a little bit, and then he heads towards you. He ruffles around and he produces some photographs for you, and he goes, "Well, the thing is that this person that I've been looking for, I think they might be related to how my parents disappeared, and I don't know whether maybe they're the one who kidnapped them, or maybe they know who kidnapped them, but essentially, I want you to help me find them. I know that they live just outside of the city walls, near some of the bandits, but, well, I mean, you're an investigator, so I'm sure you won't have much trouble with that, right?"
No, I think it'd be a pretty easy task, but I have to warn you, Prince Pratt. I'm a bit of a dark horse.
No, you're a black sheep.
Well, it's a figurative sort of thing, but basically what I'm trying to say is that I don't always play by the law.
Oh, right. Well, the fortunate thing is that technically I am the leader of this kingdom at the moment, so if you do something that could be considered unlawful, I guess I could technically change that law for a little bit so you wouldn't get in trouble. How does that sound?
That sounds really good, actually.
Oh, okay. What kind of things do you think might happen?
Well, I'm not gonna kill anyone or hurt anyone.
Oh, that's good.
But, like, lying and using fake ID, that sort of thing, that's against the law, right?
Yeah, that kind of is against the law.
Impersonation. Yeah. That sort of thing.
First things first, then. Roll. See if you can convince Prince Pratt to... I mean, he likes the idea, but he is also a little bit worried it might upset somebody. So let's roll on this. Would you say that you're using a little bit of...
I wouldn't say I'm deceiving him. I've just been very honest.
Yeah, you have been very honest. So this is... You want to make deception easy, but you're not deceiving him, so that doesn't really factor in. Neither does a pet animal.
No.
You could show him how good your fake IDs are. I would say with this one, you have made a pretty good point. So I will say roll 2d6 and add +1 to this.
Right, it's not good. It's 5.
Oh no. Prince Pratt just kind of gulps and then just looks a bit stressed and he goes, "I'll see what I can do, but as a potential option B, could you try not to do that stuff?"
Yeah, no, I won't actually.
Okay, because if I do find out that you have done that and I can't change the law, that's probably not going to be good for you.
Yeah, I would never do any of that anyway. I was actually deceiving you. It's one of my traits.
Oh yeah, no, I can see that on the on the forum that I'm looking at. Oh, that's fantastic. Either way, so he hands you the bit of paper, and on it you see a orc, a brown-skinned one with a cropped haircut. and the clothing of a farmer, which is interesting. Why would this person in particular be related to the missing king and queen? So this guy, his name is Crescent, and I don't know whether that's his first name or his surname. It could even be his business name, but all I know is that he works just a little bit outside the kingdom. He works on a Ben, would you like to give me a name of a farm that this man works on?
Lidl.
Is that Lidl? L-I-D...
L-I-D-L-E?
Okay, yeah, just so we don't get caught by advertisers. Mm-hmm. Although, that being said, if Lidl would like to advertise with Queston Show, I wouldn't turn it down.
No.
So this orc works on a little farm, which is ironic because he's quite a big guy. But yeah, Prince Pratt goes, from what I remember, he works on Little Farm, which is actually kind of near hay fever bandit territory. Not that I think that should be an issue.
Is hay fever going to be an issue?
I don't think so. I mean, they work for the Test Guard now, so most of those guys have moved over, so no, I think you should be okay.
Good. And also, sheep don't suffer from hay fever, so I think I should be okay.
I suffer really badly from hay fever, which is kind of another reason why the hay fever tribe give me the, Actually, I'm not going to go into that. That's a bit too much. But, okay. So should I just leave you to it then? Are you going to come visit me at the castle once you're done, or?
You'll know when I'm done.
Oh, okay. He just sits in the office because he's not quite sure what to do.
And then under his, not really under his breath, but he starts narrating to himself. That guy was a real piece of work. No one really liked that prince, but a job is a job. And it's very, very audible.
Gosh, I sure hope he likes me because I like him.
And then he puts on his hat.
Nice.
His trilby.
Nice.
And his coat.
Is he a horny sheep? Has he got antlers?
Oh.
Whoa. Way.
Oh god. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's got little holes in the hat.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask that. How does the hat sit? Sometimes he puts it on the wrong way, and he's like, "Why doesn't this fit?"
Yeah, it's a real troublesome thing. And then he pulls on his coat,
pops his collar, nice, and then heads out onto the rain-slick streets of Trottelera.
He whistles for Cody.
Cody flies down.
Yeah, he's ready.
So Tristan, how do you want to go about investigating? What do you want to do first?
Well, so he's got a picture of the guy, yeah?
You got a picture of the guy, and you got a location, which is Little Farm, which is just outside of the kingdom, near the hay fever bandits. Mm-hmm. You can probably follow it'll probably be off the main path near where the farmland is, just outside of the walls of Trottelera. Okay.
And he just needs to find the guy and bring him in, or what?
Essentially, Prince Pratt what Prince Pratt has been told is that this guy is related to the kidnapping of his mother and father. Mm-hmm.
So he wants information.
He wants info. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. He's gonna head to hay fever.
Nice. You gonna go on foot or?
Yeah, he walks.
Nice. The moment that you leave your rain-slick street of what particular area of Trottelera does he work in? Give us a cool name for this noir detective's place of romping.
Blackgate.
Once you leave Blackgate, ironically, the colour returns to the world, as does the saturation, as you stick out like a sore thumb. You look like a black rain cloud amongst everything else. But, you hit the road. The sun is high and shining. The bees are buzzing and the wheat is weaving left and right as you head on the dirt trail towards Little Farm. As you get a little bit closer, you do notice a couple of carts moving backwards and forwards, and they're all just kind of looking at you a little bit suspiciously. Again, you do look very... You do stick out, weirdly. But as you get to a part of the road that takes you properly outside of Trottelera, you are stopped by the task guard. At this toll, a Knoll puts his hand out and he goes, "Alright, what's the reason for leaving Trottelera, sir?"
I have business outside of Trottelera.
Okay, can I see some business papers, please?
He pulls out his fake ID.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. And what do you... what does Tristan tell him his business is, exactly?
He is a mailman. he takes he delivers stuff all over the kingdom.
He's a courier.
Yeah.
Hey, okay.
That's a better name for it than mailman.
Right. 2d6 plus 1 for deception and plus 1 for a fake ID.
Yeah. Alright, there we go. Okay. That's a 9.
That's with 2 as well.
Yes.
Added to it. Okay. The Knoll looks a little bit suspiciously at you. I mean, couriers do come in all shapes and sizes, and he goes, "I'm going to say, mate, I haven't seen a lot of couriers who bring a bird with him."
Well, you haven't seen a lot of couriers then, have you?
I don't know, I've seen quite a lot in my
He carries stuff, like letters and, like carrier pigeons. I have a carrier raven. It fits my aesthetic more.
Okay. Can I watch him carry some letters?
Yeah. I don't have any, I've just delivered them all. But, if you were to give me a letter, he'd carry it.
So wait, so you're leaving Trottelera to deliver letters despite not having any letters to deliver?
I'm going away from Trottelera to get more letters to bring back to Trottelera.
Right, and who are you collecting letters from?
Whoever needs to deliver them.
Can you give us a name?
I take jobs from whoever needs it.
Right, like who? Give us a name.
John Boyega.
John Boyega. He writes down the name John Boyega and he's like, alright. Well, when I hear from John Boyega, I'll be asking him exactly what letter he was delivering to Trottelera. Do you understand?
I understand.
Right, yeah. They pull up the big ol' arm and they curry you through. So
he's like snickering to himself, like, another masterful deception there.
They didn't know who they were dealing with. A real brain genius. Now, you do finally manage to make your way to Little Farm. What do they grow on Little Farm is the question, or what do they raise on Little Farm? Ben, why don't you tell me? What do you think they grow, or what do they think they raise on Little Farm?
Because I think it's going to be really ironic. They raise sheep.
As you get there, you see... Well, I guess they wouldn't be your own kind.
No, they'd be like a primitive version. It's like monkeys compared to us, but
much like when humans see monkeys at the zoo, you see sheepies around, and they're all eating grass and barring and stuff like that. Yeah, this is a wool farm, and their main export is obviously for making sweaters and stuff like that. Something that the Kingdom of Trottelera is well known for is its comfy sweaters. In fact, that's what Prince Pratt was wearing when he came to see you. But amongst these white sheep is somebody that you feel a little bit of kinship with. There is a black sheep on their own drinking from a pond.
He goes up to it.
The black sheep looks at you, Tristan.
It must be hard. I know it is. You'll get through it, though. We all do. You'll find your purpose. Trust me.
The sheep just looks at you and then goes back to drinking from the pond like nothing happens.
I pity your kind.
What, like all sheep or just this particular sheep's kind?
They're just, sheep. Like,
Just sheep in general.
Non-sheepman.
Non-sheepman. Okay, no, understood. Right. You finally head up to the house then on this farm. Do you want to investigate a little bit, see if you can find anything out about it?
Yeah, he's gonna see if he can figure out how many people live here.
Oh, that's cool. Tell you what then, roll 2d6 now, +1 for investigation.
Oh god, 4.
Ooh, no. Because it has rained recently, which is why on the streets of Blackgate it was so wet. No, the mud has kind of obscured the number of footprints that come in and out of this house. And there's no real other indicators that give you an idea of who could live here. It could be from the number of windows there, it could be just him, it could be an entire family, it could be workers that live here.
Okay.
So, you can't tell, unfortunately.
I have a really stupid plan.
Okay, what's your stupid plan?
Right. Okay, Cody. We're gonna need to do the maneuver. And he's done this before. But
okay, right.
Cody is going to dive through a window.
Okay.
He is going to come to the door as a pest control officer. He's been tailing this bird for a while.
Okay.
It's a frequent pest, and he's going to deal with it, and also make sure that it hasn't left any. It's a very ill bird.
Okay.
He's gonna have to make sure it's not left any feathers about that he might need.
No, it left mange about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You are using your pet bird to achieve this,
and some deception.
And this is a deception as well. In that case, roll 2d6 +2.
Oh, here we go. 11.
Oh, very nice. Right. So we walk through this then. So you kind of position yourself like you're ready for like Cody to do like a runway off your arm, and then he heads for the sky. He does a nice circle, goes, and then smashes through the window of the barn.
Perfect.
What's the next stage of the plan?
He's gonna frantically knock on the door.
Okay. Oh. As you hammer against the door with your little hoofy hand, the thing swings open. Door's unlocked.
Oh no.
Oh no. What do you want to do next?
Head inside.
Okay. As you head inside, bouncing down the stairs is Cody, looking at you kind of like, tipping his head back and forth like, hey, shouldn't there usually be somebody at this point?
I don't know what's going on here, Cody. I think we might need to be quiet. Which you may have blown already, but...
Yeah, considering the fact that I asked you to smash through a window.
But going forward... We gotta keep it quiet.
Going forward, I need you to do quiet smashes. Do you understand? Yeah.
I was hesitant at first to enter the building. It was quiet. Too quiet. Cody's plan usually stirred everyone up into a frantic mess, and I was able to get in and get what I wanted. But this was a different time. And he does say that all out loud.
Of course. Cody's also doing their own monologue, but because you don't understand bird, you don't get that basically they're just thinking, what am I going to have for my dinner tonight? I hope it's worms. I hope it's worm meal and maggots. I love that. Cody hops onto your shoulder then as you start to explore the house. You're just looking for any kind of sign of life, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say that as another part then of this 12 that you've rolled, you head into the living room.
11.
Sorry, 11. Which is like oh yeah, that's right. You got an 11.
Mm-hmm.
As you head into the living room, you do see a figure in a big leather chair near a fire. The fire has petered out though, by the looks of things. All that's in there is ash. It's also looking a little bit soggy from the rain that has recently happened. You do smell something interesting in the air, though. Do you want to roll 2d6 plus 1 for investigation to see if you can figure out what it is?
I got a 9.
You pick up that it is the smell of blood. Orc's blood, to be in fact.
Oh wow, that's precise.
What's the difference between the smell of regular blood and orc's blood? Not that I should say regular.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's not good. Sorry about that, people at home. What's the difference in the smells between orc's blood and blood of other races? Slightly more metallic. So it kind of smells like you're in a penny factory. But, yeah. I think you could potentially put 2 and 2 together with that.
Cody. I think he's dead.
Would you like to have a look to confirm? You turn the leather chair around.
I approached him nervously. And I'd never quite come across a dead body. I'd never discovered one for the first time before. I always got a whiff of them after the fact, followed the wide lines they put on the ground. And this is completely different.
Oh, sorry, I'm glad that you explained that, because I thought you meant, like, you saw them, they were dead, but you never figured out that they were dead until, like, way after the fact. Like you're having a shower later and it's like, wait a minute, that guy wasn't responding. Oh my god.
That guy had a big knife in his throat.
He had bullet holes all the way through him. That's when I knew he was dead. Interestingly enough, though, about this orc is that, 1, yes, this is Crescent, the guy that you were looking for. 2, sticking out of his chest, where his heart is, well, actually, sticking out of his chest and in his lungs are a flurry of arrows.
Cody, you know what to do. He wants Cody to give Cody's his tracker bird.
Yes.
So he wants Cody to have a look at the arrows, have a sniff. Can birds sniff?
Ooh.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Birds have a very keen sense of smell.
Yeah, and he's gonna lead me, or try to lead me, to where I want to go.
In that case, 2d6, 1 for investigation, and 1 for Cody.
Would I not get tracking instead of?
Sorry, 1 for tracking and 1 for Cody.
Oh god. That's 7. Okay.
7. Okay. Cody sniffs around. It's hopping around this poor guy as it gets a good whiff of these arrows, and then it nods. Cody gives you a nod, and then takes off for an open window outside.
Okay. That's not very helpful, Cody. Cody, I can't get up. Oh, I'm gonna have to go outside.
Cody's like a drone waiting for you.
Okay.
Like, it's gonna lead you.
Yeah, he heads outside.
I
think he takes a quick sketch of the body.
Okay. Do you want to try and note the body for any other details?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay. Cody's not with you, so he can't help with this. So roll 2d6, 1 with documentation, and another 1 with investigation.
Did I just roll the same thing? I might have. I can't tell. I didn't do a translation.
No.
Wait. Oh no. I think I rolled a 4 and a 1, so that'd be
5.
7.
Oh, 7 in this case. Okay, that's pretty good. I'll give you 1 extra detail then, which is you have a look at these guys' hands, and they are rough from a hard day's work, but it doesn't look like they had any weapons to hand. Doesn't look like there was any sign of a struggle. They were attacked almost suddenly.
No signs of a struggle. Seems like they were attacked suddenly. Without warning, one might say. I should head outside and follow Cody.
And it's funny that you say that, Tristan, because a arrow flies through another open window in this house, misses you just by a bit.
Why the fuck are there so many open windows?
Whoa! Why are there so many open windows in this house? Seems like somebody on site wants to stop you. Tristan, what's your plan?
Run.
Okay, roll 2d6.
That's a 5.
Oh no. Tristan, as you try and make a break for it, another barrage of arrows fly in, and unfortunately, one nicks you right in the leg. So, Ben, you're going to have to mark maimed, because it has gone straight through.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah. Which means that unfortunately, if you're going to be doing any more running, you're going to be hobbling, which means we're going to have to factor in a -1.
It hit me directly in the leg. I was maimed.
So I'm going to say as well, Tristan does manage to get behind a wall and kind of like, catch their breath. So how do they want to proceed, knowing that there is a madman or person or woman, could be anybody, with a mad person of any person with arrows outside wanting to attack them?
He's gonna whistle. I would whistle, but I don't know how. But
we'll add a whistle in post. Mm-hmm. James, add a train whistle. This will be really funny.
It's gonna be. He's signaling. It's he's Cody and him. They've trained.
Of course.
This is attack.
Right. So you want Cody to attack whoever is barraging with arrows.
Yes, preferably go for the eyes. That's that tactic.
Okay, I'm going to say, as you are, as this is something that you have done previously, and this makes sense, +1 for Cody and another 1 for previous experience.
Okay. Right, that's going to be an 8.
Ooh, okay. You hear Cody "Rah!" like that as they dive bomb for the shooter outside, and you hear, "Oh God, what the hell?" As this person is no longer barraging the house with arrows, but it sounds like they're trying to make a escape. As you hear the fluttering of Cody get further and further away.
Okay, well, he's gonna hobble on after.
Okay, you're gonna try and catch this person in the act.
Yeah.
Roll 2d6 -1 because you're hobbling.
Okay, that's an 8.
Okay, you do manage to finally corner this person. They are a tall and slender elf dressed in the bandit clothes of the Hay Fever tribe. But unfortunately, as you get up to them, they have readied another arrow. And they haven't quite decided if they're going to shoot you or shoot Cody. So what are you thinking? What would you like to do?
Right. So cruel. So I have made it a very core character trait. It's that he's completely cold and detached from others around him. He's able to assess situations with a keen and unbiased eye.
Not including Cody, though.
It might.
Oh no, Cody!
Get him!
You're gonna ask Cody to attack again.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And as Cody attacks, he's also gonna go in for his own punch.
Okay. I will say that poor Cody will be getting an arrow for this, but I will say roll a straight 2d6 for this.
8.
Okay. Poor Cody is nicked by this arrow and unfortunately hits the floor. Like that, as this poor little thing starts to bleed out. But yeah, as a sheepman, you do manage to tackle this elf to the ground with a big old haymaker.
Oh yeah, probably like headbutts him. That'd be good.
Oh yeah, well that's something that sheep do, which is good. Yeah. So here you hit this guy in the head. What's next?
Who sent you?
None of your goddamn business who sent me.
It is. You tried to kill me.
I'm no loose ends. As this elf goes to grab a knife on their person, what would you like to do?
Kick it with my good foot.
With the other good little lamb, the sheep foot.
With my good hoof, I kicked the knife away from him.
Hiya. Well, maybe you did. Let's find out. 2d6.
4.
Oh no. In fact, that guy uses the knife to run along the other little leg of yours, leaving you bloodied as the red stuff is now running down your legs.
I realized I made a mistake in saying what I was going to do before I did it.
That being said, though, this guy is getting up and he's like, listen, I'll leave you to live, but you ain't gonna find me, you understand that?
Yes. I was lying.
Did you just say you were lying?
No. I was lying again.
Okay, this elf then does the points fingers at his eyes and then points a finger at Tristan as they make a break for it. I will say that Tristan, as he does escape, would y'all like to see if you can get any details on him that might make it a little bit easier to track them after the fact?
I would like to track and investigate him at the same time. And also document anything I find.
Roll 2d6 plus 3 then.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's a 5.
Oh no. Oh, did you get snake eyes?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no. The only details that you managed to figure out that you believe that from the only thing that you know is that poor Cody did get the scent of where the arrows came from, but Cody never managed to reach their destination. And this guy is a tall and slender elf who is good with arrows, so unfortunately, Tristan, yeah, you've hit a bit of a spot with that one.
He's going to check on Cody.
Now, you head over to Cody. Poor Cody is on their back, trying to flutter their bad arm, which has been hit by an arrow, looking at you with soulful eyes, going,
it's okay, buddy. Let's just keep going. He's gonna pick him up.
You put that poor injured. Are you gonna take the arrow out of Cody's wing?
That'd probably be bad though, wouldn't it?
You can leave it in if you. I don't know. If anything, you want to maybe batch him up and patch yourself up.
Yeah, I think he'd try and do that then, with some leaves or.
Well, you could potentially. There was a barn that you just escaped from, so
he'll head back and he'll.
Okay.
Try something.
You find yourself sitting in the kitchen of a barn of a man called Crescent that you have found dead, leaving the trail to the King and Queen cold. You have found alcohol in their cupboard, and you're splitting it between drinking it and putting it on your wounds to disinfect it. Poor Cody, wing is busted for the rest of this adventure. They will not be able to take off to the skies from now on. They will still be able to track for you though, but
Here.
They do look at...
And he pours a bit of alcohol into his mouth. This will make you feel better.
Do you do it like a mother bird feeding its young? Do you just fill your mouth full of alcohol and let the bird drink from your open mouth?
It's a good image. I don't think he'd do it.
Okay, that's a shame. You pour it in the cap of the alcohol bottle, and the bird is just sipping from it. Meanwhile, yourself, you pull an arrow out of one leg, and you try and bandage up that one and also the leg that you were scored across. I will say, roll 2d6 to see if you can, how much you've healed from this.
7.
I'll give you a choice. You can either stop bleeding or you can stop being maimed.
Wow.
I know, it's a bit of a weird choice, but...
I'll say stop bleeding.
Okay, you have now stopped the bleeding. You are still going to hobble on that main leg, but people will not be looking at you suspiciously anymore from blood flowing out of you, which is good.
Right. He lights a cigarette Pops in his mouth.
Okay, and what does he think about?
Suddenly, it was personal.
So, once again, you have the house, you have the guy, you have the arrow in his chest. You can potentially get that scent again, but you're going to be moving on foot to try and get to wherever the scent went to.
Well, he's going to hold Cody like two hands. And he's just going to lift him, sort of hold him forward in front of him. And basically use him like a compass. So if he squawks, he goes that way. But if he starts not squawking, he has to turn him a bit.
Well, you're gonna follow his head like a big needle, like in a compass. Okay, I like that. Right, you head on out then into the wilds. The afternoon is now starting to turn into evening under the cover of darkness, which is quite good for you because you are a dark guy. You know, you can hide between the shadows and stuff like that. Little Cody does manage to bring you to where they got that scent, and you find just outside of hay fever bandit territory a hut.
It's a hut.
Not a Pizza Hut, just a hut. Although they might make pizza in it, I don't know.
He would like to sneak up to it and see if he can see inside.
Okay, I will say this does factor in investigation, but you're also hobbling, so just roll this as a pure 2d6.
5.
Oh no. I will say, you do manage to get up to the building, and you do manage to get a little look inside. And what you do see is 2 elves living there, a brother and a sister, both tall, both slender, and both archers. One of them has got uniform directly tied to the task guard, while the other was bandit clothing, the clothing of the person that attacked you earlier, and very likely attacked Crescent. However, as you stick your head in to have a better look...
Actually, can I give you a better thing?
Okay, go ahead.
It's him. I know it's him. And he's saying this very loudly.
2 elves inside who have been having a salad look over at you and go, "What the hell?"
I think they're on to me.
They go. One goes to grab a bow and arrow, another one goes to grab a short sword.
Do I see anything around me that I could use as a weapon?
Roll 2d6 plus investigation.
Okay, 9.
Okay. What you find, well, you are in woodland, so you got some rocks that you can throw as projectiles, you got some sticks that you could use as a way to defend yourself, and nearby you do notice a beehive.
Oh. Right.
The bees are having a sleep, because it's quite late, they've been up all day making honey, but could be used as some kind of distraction / defensive measure.
Okay. He's going to grab the beehive.
He's going to grab the beehive?
Yes.
Okay. You don't want to activate the beehive, you want to grab it like a football?
Yes.
Roll a straight... No, roll 2d6 -1, because this is not a great idea.
Right, that's a 4.
You pull the beehive off of the tree, and those bees wake up, and they are not happy. Those elves come out, one of them literally ready to fire another arrow in you as another one with a short sword is gearing up, but they have also noticed that you're about to be swarmed by bees. So what's your plan?
He's going to try and chuck it at the guy with the bow.
Okay, roll 2d6.
It's a 7.
Okay, you are going to be hurt by some of these bees. So in this case, we're going to be ticking bruised for this, because you're going to now be breaking out in hives as you get stinged very painfully by bees. However, This guy is also getting swarmed by bees as the hive blows up around him. And he's like dancing in this swarm, trying to bat them away. However, his sister with a short sword is now in plunging distance. What do you want to do?
He's going to try and disarm her with his horns, like headbutt downwards.
This is using something which is part of your natural species, so 2d6 plus 1.
Oh, banger, 13.
Wowee! Yeah, she pulls the sword down and it's locked in a duel with your horns as you try and knock back. And I will say, because of a 13, yeah, you push her back and that short sword flies out of her hands as a result.
He grabs it. Or tries to.
You're going to try and grab that sword, yeah?
Yeah.
Go for it. Roll 2d6.
7.
Okay, you do manage to get that sword in your hand. However, the brother, who is covered in giant welts from being stung by a bee, has grabbed onto you to try and hold you back.
But I've got the sword.
You have got the sword.
I would like to slash away.
Who would you want to slash away at?
Him, the one that's grabbing me.
2d6 minus 1, just because this situation is quite awkward.
11. Maybe I was built for combat, is what I'm learning.
Wowee, yeah, you were in the wrong profession. Yeah, you slice right through the arms that are grabbed around your midsection. You haven't cut them off yet, but they are spraying blood at this point. And
I swung around rapidly, hoping to hit something. I think I did.
I did. I will even say that you cleaved some of the bees with those swipes as well.
Clean in half.
Yeah, he hits the floor. However, the sister has now tried to do the same thing to you as you have turned around. She has grabbed you. In fact, she is trying to choke you out.
Right. He's going to do the same thing. I swung wildly again. It worked the first time.
2d6 again, then.
That's less good. 6.
Oh, no. You do start to lose... You haven't lost consciousness, but you are going weak, and you do drop the sword as a result.
Oh, no.
So
wait, how is she choking me out? Is it from the front or back?
From the back, she's got a arm around your neck, while the other one is around your belly to hold you in place.
Okay. He's going to try and headbutt backwards.
2d6.
Would I not be using my animal?
Plus 1.
Yeah.
Sorry.
6.
No.
Yeah.
You start to lose consciousness at that point as you go limp in her arms. You wake up a couple of... It could be minutes later, it could be hours later. You have no idea. You're tied to a chair in their hut as the two of them, the brother whose arms are now covered in bandages, his face blown up from the amount of bean stings that he has, and his sisters sitting alongside him are looking at you, both playing with knives as they're ready to... Well, first they want to figure out why you're there, and then, well... Maybe they're having lamb chops for the rest of the week. So what do you want to do?
Right. So. Why did you attack me?
What, the first time?
Yeah.
Or the second time?
The first time.
Can't tell you that.
Well, you could.
Yeah, obviously we could, but we're not going to tell you that.
Yeah. It just doesn't seem very fair that I've been pulled into all this as an innocent bystander.
Innocent bystander? You went into that house in the middle of nowhere, peeking around. I saw what you did with your bird as well. You're a professional, bud.
Thank you.
That's really... Could I get that as a quote? Could I put that on my LinkedIn? Thank you. The brother moves up to you with a knife, like, right against your throat, and he's like, who sent you?
It was that Prince Pratt.
Oh, no. He looks back at his sister and then looks back at you. I don't believe you. Who sent you?
I'm telling you the truth.
You got any evidence of that?
He's gonna... What's in my pocket? That's the picture, I guess, and also any other stuff he gave me.
He pulls out, the photo of the farmer, and then realizes, where did you... Wait, you got this from Pratt?
Yeah.
Shit. Oh no, maybe he's onto us then.
And he'll know if something happens to me.
No. I can't have you going back and reporting to Pratt what happened here. You're not going anywhere.
No. I don't care. I just want to get out of here alive. I'll go to another city if I have to. I just don't really want to die.
He bounces that knife backwards and forwards and looks to see and he goes, alright, what guarantee can we get of that?
You can keep my bird. I love him so much.
They look at the bird who has bandages around his wing and then looks back at you and goes, it didn't seem like you loved him that much when you set him against me earlier.
Whoa, I thought he had a better chance of killing you. Not killing, I didn't want to kill you.
I was going to say, eyebrows raised as you say that.
Disarming you than I could. It was a simple, look, here's the thing. You hold on to him. I don't. I leave forever. If I ever end up going back to Prince Pratt, then, you've got my bird as insurance.
I mean, a bird is pretty good, but there's something else I think that you could give us, which I think we'd very much appreciate.
What's that?
He pulls that knife out again and then puts it against your woolly coat. We cut to the morning where you have been deceived of all of your wool, as well as Cody.
It was the most embarrassing moment of my life.
Your gigantic overcoat now hangs on you like a circus tent as there's no longer the volume to support it.
It was at this moment that I realized I'm not so different from my family. On the inside, we're all the same. Really just ugly little things, eh?
Damn. I guess you can say that in this line of work, sometimes you gotta take your lumps. Which I should also add as well, your face is also swollen up massively from all those bee stings. So. Oh no. What a catastrophic end for poor Tristan Lambert. So what I will ask is, Ben, knowing that he can't return to work empty-handed, considering the deal that he has made with these two elves, what becomes of Tristan Lambert? Where does his story go?
Well, he was lying.
Oh.
Yeah.
What, he is going to go... Oh, he is going to go back to Prince
Oh,
Pratt.
100%. He's going to knock.
You head back then into the city with a chipper bounce in your step. As you head over to the... That's really funny because I was ready to wrap things up, but then I realised, oh wait, yeah, I guess you are lying. But as you head over to the bandit point, as you head over to the task guard's toll booth, they notice you. Notice that your wool is missing, your coat looks massive, and the guy also says to you, so, we had to look into that John Boyega that you mentioned, and, well, let's just say that nobody called John Boyega exists, mate.
That's impossible. There's no way you checked every person.
He pulls out a very thick ledger and says, we poked our nose around every town round by here, and nobody's called John Boyega.
Well, look.
So?
I'm an undercover agent.
Right.
Working for Prince Pratt.
Right, and why did Prince Pratt have you leave the kingdom and then come back with all your wool missing, mate?
That wasn't... You don't understand. I got attacked by Ben. I'm bloodied, I'm bruised, and I'm maimed. Well, no, I'm not bloodied anymore. I'm maimed. I was knocked out. I was stung by bees. It was not a good night.
The Gnoll looks over to his mate, and then they both stop. They start giggling, and then they start cackling and laughing at the ridiculous story that you've told him. And he goes, "Oh, mate, nah, you're not going back to Prince Pratt. No, we're gonna put you in a cell and figure out what to do with you. All right."
He makes the law.
I'm sure he does, mate, but I don't think he will be changing the law to help you out.
I've got information that he needs.
Right, and what information's that, bud?
Well, you know his parents that were kidnapped?
Yeah, King and Queen, what about them?
I've found them.
Roll 2d6 plus 1 for deception.
That's an 8.
They look backwards and forwards, and then they look at you and they go, alright, we'll put you in a cell, we'll get in contact with Pratt, he'll come and meet you, and you can tell him what you know, alright?
Yeah.
Tristan, the camera pans down from a gracing in the roof where you see mice fighting over scraps of biscuits as we descend down into a dungeon. You've lost your wall, you've lost Cody, you've lost your dignity, and now you may be facing time in a jail cell. But on little trotty hooves, up to the door, you hear, "Oh, there you are! I was wondering what happened to you. How did you end up here?"
Worst night of my life.
"Oh no, nothing to do with me, was it?"
It's everything to do with you.
"What do you mean? I wasn't even there."
You sent me on this mission where I was attacked by bandits that killed that Crescent guy you wanted me to find.
What?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh no, how did they kill him?
With a bow and arrow, quite a few times. It seemed a bit excessive, actually.
Oh no, I mean, he was a pretty big guy. Jeez. So what? But you know where my mom and dad are, right? I mean, that's what the guys told me.
They were lying to you.
Why would they lie to me?
Because they were trying to make fun of me and stuff. They really didn't like me. Anyway, that's all the information I have for you. There are 2 bandits that killed that guy, and that's about it. I just want to get out of here.
Wait, so 2 bandits killed Crescent. Did you figure out where the bandits were from? Who they work for?
No, they're in a hut.
Oh, where is the hut?
I can describe it. I can mark it on a map.
He looks at one of his advisors who produces a map. He pushes it through the bars with a pen for you.
It's gonna, yeah.
You draw a beautiful path, all the way up to this hut, and he's like, "Okay, I guess we're gonna have to find somebody to go to that hut then and find out a little bit more. Because if they killed Crescent, maybe they know where my mom and dad are."
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, well, thanks, Tristan, but like I said, I couldn't. I talked to my advisors and they said that I couldn't change the law on this one. So, your trial's gonna be in a week's time. Okay?
What have I done wrong?
Well, the Tusk Guard said that you seem very suspicious, and they thought that maybe you might have been smuggling contraband.
Well, no, I wasn't. You know I didn't. Are you going to testify on my behalf?
I mean, I'll say that you went out, but if you was... I mean, you might have been smuggling contraband. I wasn't there.
This prince, I could tell, didn't have it all together.
In a lot of ways. In more ways than one, I thought. Tristan, you hear the prince trottle off as he talks to his advisor, and he goes, yeah, I guess you could get him an attorney or something. I don't want to say anything though. Unfortunately, you've been left to yourself, Tristan, as you sit in a jail cell in a dungeon in Trottelera. Your only friend is a little raven looking through the iron bars above you.
Oh God, I hope that's not his wife.
She has curlers in her hair, glasses and beads around her neck, and one of her wings is a rolling pin. She's batting back and forth.
Huh.
Damn. So Ben, what do you think happens to poor Tristan after all this?
Well, I don't know how soon he gets out. I don't know if he wins the trial.
Well, obviously there's they said in a week's time, so yeah, there was a court case. Obviously they went through all that stuff, and basically they figured out that Tristan wasn't smuggling contraband. It was all just a ruse by the task guard. However, nobody in the task guard has been prosecuted over that sort of stuff. So essentially, Tristan was let go, but was still missing poor Cody, missing his wool for the next few months, and most of his poor dignity. Poor Prince Pratt has seemed to have severed talking to Tristan regarding what happened after that, thus leaving Tristan back at his office, ready for whatever happened next, which... Well,
he's actually, I think, going to take a different path in life. After learning that he's not a very good investigator.
He just loved the aesthetics of it.
Yeah, he actually heads back home to his people.
It's his people up on the mountain.
Who are, they're farmers, they're warriors. And he
warrior farmers,
yeah.
Okay.
And I think he's going to take up the sword because he's learnt that he's actually alright at that. He commits his life to becoming a warrior.
Ultimate samurai.
Yeah, something like that.
What a beautiful panning shot of pulling out from the mountain as Tristan does like blade dancing against a scarecrow that he's made look like Prince Pratt.
I reckon he's died as war as well.
Oh, was he died as... Well, I mean, you can't really die from... I mean, you can't really die onto black, can you?
I don't know.
Unless that...
He's tried.
I mean, what... Okay, so what...
I think
so
he maybe tried...
He
tried white, and it ended up kind of like a dark grey.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he's bleached his wool.
Yeah.
Alright. So why did he bleach his wool?
He wanted to fit in.
Dang.
Yeah.
He realised rather than going against the grain, he had to become one with the grain. What a sad end. Oh, good end, I guess.
Well,
Tristan's
doing alright.
I think Tristan, he's loving life. I think he's doing good, I guess. Just he figured out that investigation wasn't for him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Too much danger involved.
So, well, it's the fact that he couldn't deal with it, the danger.
No, I know.
I don't know. He got some shit investigation roles, which really got him down.
What do you think happened? How do you think Cody? What do you think happened with the rest of their life?
Well, I assume they killed him because he went against his promise, but it's more so up to you.
I mean, I was leaving that up to you. Cody was your friend.
Yeah, well, like I said, he was cold and detached.
Yeah, but are you cold and detached, Ben?
No.
So what do you want? So what's Cody? What happened to him?
they took him up, they raised him, those two elves, and now he works with them as a bandit.
Oh, he's become a bad crow. Well, I guess he was already bad before, but he's become a worse crow.
His wife eventually finds him one day, and he's the man. He's not the man he used to be.
They divorce. She takes the kids, who are still eggs. Damn. Oh, wow. So Ben, how did you find that? Did you enjoy?
That was good fun.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I guess this is the part of the show where we wrap things up. So, I suppose I'll ask, anything you wanna promote? Anything you wanna say as we finish stuff up?
Follow me on Twitch. That's, I don't know, it's the only one. Twitch.tv/HeyItMeBen.
Do you want people to follow you on Twitter as well?
You can too. Yeah. Twitter.com/HeyItMeBen.
Do you want people to follow you on YouTube? Or
they can. They might be disappointed.
Okay.
I recommend following me on Twitter, and then eventually I'll tweet about a new video if it happens.
There we go. There's an idea.
And then you can subscribe.
Nice. I guess with that is the end of Question Show for this week. So if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you were listening to this on a podcast app of your choice, leave a nice review, and that should help us out. And with that, until next time, thank you and goodbye.
Bye bye.